guys, it's SJ. Welcome back to another Baby Name Monday. Each Monday here on YouTube, I do a new baby name list, and this week I received an SOS email from another blogger called Lucy. Lucy is naming her fourth baby and she's struggling. Here's what she asked me to help with.
Hi everyone, hi SJ. If you don't already know me, I am Lucy and I am currently pregnant with my fourth baby. And we're needing your help, SJ, seriously needing your help. To give you a bit of background, we have already got a little boy called Dylan Aiden, a little girl called Everly Grace, and then another little girl called Ashlyn Quinn. And we are really stuck on naming this fourth baby. We decided to keep the gender a surprise, so we are battling out over boys and girls' names, and we've basically hit stalemate. When it comes to girls' names, we are completely stuck. I think it comes from the fact that we have just named two girls like back to back, but we cannot find any girls' names that we like whatsoever. And when it comes to boys' names, I have some names I really like and Rich has some names he really likes, but they're not the same. So we're kind of at loggerheads on that one. Basically, sorts of names that we're after. I really like kind of unusual names. Rich doesn't mind unusual names, but he would prefer not too wacky and out there. He's slightly more traditional than me, I think. We really don't want to repeat initials that we've already got in the family, and if at all possible, talk about making it tricky for you. All the kids' names have got an L and a Y in, and we would quite like to see if we could find a name with an L and or a Y in, because it would be nice to tie the names together, but that is definitely not a deal breaker for us. Basically, we just need something, because at the moment, whether it's a girl or a boy, this baby is nameless. So I'm hoping, SJ, that you can help. I always love your videos, you always have such great ideas, and I'm hoping you're gonna have some really good ideas for us.
It's such a common problem, Lucy. You could basically be me talking, but I want to find you something that you're going to absolutely fall in love with. So I've done so much scouring of the internet, the baby books, and just putting a lot of thought into what I would also think is a great name, because I think you and I have very similar tastes. This is such a hard one because you are a big baby name enthusiast like me, so I know you've probably read so many name books, particularly this being your fourth baby. I'm just going to chuck them all at you and then see if anything sticks. Okay, so I started with initials. You already have a Dylan, an Everly and an Ashlyn, and you're looking for a different initial. How about the initial R? I don't know if you realise, but your baby's names nearly spell out the word dear. And you are very famous online for your lovely blog and your Instagram, Dear Beautiful. I love the idea that your baby's names could be linked with that wonderful, lovely word. And you can come down and go, hi dears. Hello dear. I think that is so cute for a little name for your little gang. So I have spent some time having a think about R names. Of course, Rich, you are an R name, so you've got to like these pretty much. Some of these are more traditional, some of these are more uncommon, and I'm just going to tell you lots of options that I absolutely love for you. R is a very soft and gorgeous name, I think, for boys. Obviously you're a Rich, and I also think that R is a very sophisticated and beautiful sound for baby girls. So there's lots of gorgeous names within this initial. One of my favourite boy names beginning with R is the name Roman. You may have heard this name and thought maybe it's not quite for us, but it is rising in popularity while still being very unique. So I think it really matches that part of your brief. I absolutely love it. Whenever I hear it, I think it sounds so cool, very modern, very manly, but also quite romantic because it sounds a little bit like Romeo, and those kind of lovely R and M sounds are beautiful together. So there's a few different theories about the origin of this name. Obviously, Romulus, who founded Rome, is a big influence. Some people also say it's an old word for river, and a Greek word meaning strength. So lots of amazing name meanings for it. What I absolutely love about this name is that in French and Dutch, Danish, and a few other languages, Roman actually means novel. And I know you love literary names, we talked about this quite a few times, so how beautiful to have also that meaning for it, and that's why I think this could be a really lovely one for you guys. Probably my favourite for little girls, and this is also a boy name, it's a bit gender neutral, is the name Roux. I have mentioned this on a baby name video before, and I know, Lucy, you watch all of them, so you may have heard it, but again, it might not be one that's pinged out to you until you thought about the lovely initial. I love this name. It's single syllable, and you don't have many single syllable names. I think it just sounds so cute at the end of all your other names. And Roux is actually a kind of reddish brown colour, so it is a colour name which is so on trend at the moment with names like Hazel, names like Violet, and all of those names being bang on trend. There is a Roux in the Hunger Games, the little girl called Roux, which is seeing this rising a little bit in popularity. There's also the classic Roux in Golden Girls. Roux spelt like this with an X is how I really think it looks pretty, and it reminds you a bit of Margot with the X. It's a French spelling. Johnny Depp's nickname in Chocolat, the French movie, was Roux, which is quite cute as well. So it could be for a boy. See what you think of it, but I just think it sounds adorable for a little girl, and it always makes me think of a little baby kangaroo, and Roux from Winnie the Pooh, which I absolutely love. Rollo is an amazing Swedish name which gets that L part in of your brief. Names ending in O, I'm sure you absolutely love, like Arlo and things like that, Hugo, maybe because they're just so popular these days. So Rollo is quite unusual, very easy to say, works really well with your other names, and it means famous wolf, so it's got that really trendy nature animal namesake to it. Romy is one I absolutely love. This would be on my name list if I had another baby girl, and it means sea dew. You guys spend a lot of time by the sea, out in Dubai, visiting your family, and just spending that time outdoors as a family is hugely important to you, and I think sea dew is a gorgeous name meaning. Romy is beautiful with that Y sound. I would definitely be popping this on my list, and it sounds different enough from the other ones because I do love Romilly, but I think that does sound very similar to Everly, whereas Romy is enough different to sound lovely. And last one for boys in the R category is the name Renzo. It's an Italian name. Again, it's got that O ending, so you do hear like Lorenzo and things, but just Renzo by itself is really modern and cool, and it means city of laurels, so it's got that kind of traveller vibe to it, but also that kind of nature vibe to it. So that was a bit of a brain dump of me basically reading every R baby name list known to man and picking the ones that I absolutely loved for you guys that I think don't sound too similar to the other names but are really cool, because I love the initial R for you. If none of these have made your heart beat faster or feel like the one, do check out the initial because I think it could be absolutely gorgeous. You have the Y and the L and you love that sound. I focused on the L because the Y and the L, they always ended up being kind of very similar to the other names, and a couple that I found that I love. My main one for girls that I love in this category is the name Floris. Floris is so beautiful. It sounds a little similar to Florence, which is way too popular for you guys, but it is unusual enough to kind of make everyone kind of take that second glance and say, wow, like that is a gorgeous name. It's a Scandinavian name, we're half Swedish, so it means in blossom. It sounds so vintage to me, because maybe because it sounds a bit like the name Doris, which I love because I'm a huge Doris Day fan. The S is so bang on trend at the end and just makes it sound very pretty. It's a really unique flower name, but I don't think it sounds fluffy. I don't think it sounds too princessy or anything like that, which you may want to be avoiding. It sounds beautiful with the others. This is one of my all-time favourite names. I've been holding this one back for you because I know you and I, Lucy, both love the name Fable, which I imagine is a two-way out there. Floris, just go for it. Job done. I'm not even going to say anything else. Just said Floris on repeat for this whole name list. The boys, in a similar vein, the name I love most with the strong L sound is the name Silas. It's another S and L name. I just think they sound really good, and I love starting and ending with the S. This has got strong literary heritage with Silas Marner. Also, Silas is a character in Huckleberry Finn. The reason I thought you would love it as well is because it is a Latin name derived from Sylvanus, which means woods. So I think that must be where they got the Sylvanian family from as well, where the name Sylvester, Sylvie, all of those come from, and Silas is a derivative of those names. I think it is so cool. It's not too way out there. It's a bit like Oscar was a while ago in terms of being quite edgy, quite cool and quite literary. It's not as far as pushing it to something like Sawyer, which I also really love. I think Silas sounds really hit your brief in terms of being untraditional but not weirdo. Other L names, one I really like for boys is the name Loxley. Do you love it? It is such a great name. It's a bit more unusual, but it is a surname as first name, which is so popular, so don't be afraid of this name. It sounds really cool. It's got that Lee ending, I know, but Loxley sounds so different from your other names, but fits really nicely with them. Old English for wood clearing or meadow, so it's got that great association. I also love its association with Robin Hood. So Robin Hood is probably something that your kids absolutely love and you probably really love, and apparently he was originally called Robert Loxley. So in a few of the movies about Robin Hood, he is referred to as Robin Loxley throughout it in parts. I just love the sound of this as a name. It's a place name as well, so there is a Loxley in Warwickshire, there is one in South Yorkshire if you have associations to places like that. There is a River Loxley in Sheffield, so if any of those places have associations for you, it could be an amazing name choice. You would always get compliments on this one. A similar name is Huxley, that was more popular a few years ago, but Loxley to me just sounds really trendy. There's quite a lot of A and L names, and obviously you have very similar sounding names to these already, but I've tried to find you some alternative ones because I know you love the sound of these names and these are gorgeous. So how about the name Apolline? Such a different sounding name, I could not put it on the list because it's very vintage, it is French, it is beautiful, and it goes so lovely with your other names, and the strong P makes it very different. There's an Apolline in Harry Potter, and it is an old French name, derivative of a saint's name. I think that Polly would be a gorgeous nickname for it, Lena would be a gorgeous nickname for it, even Apple would be really cute when she was little. I know it's got those strong sounds and you didn't want to repeat initials. I just wanted to put it out there as a lovely one because I know you like Adeline and names like that, but they're feeling very popular at the moment. Okay, so here are my wild cards. They're just unique names that I think are beautiful, stunning, that I couldn't leave off this list for you, but also for all the other people who fall into this. I want a beautiful sounding name that's not too popular, that isn't too wacky. I think a lot of us do. So first up is the name Isabeau. Isabeau is beautiful, it is French, it is so unusual. Obviously Isabel has become very popular and you may have to just count it because one of your friends may have had an Isabel. Isabeau sounds gorgeous, and she can be Beau as her nickname, which I think is beautiful with the other children. It was a very well used name in the Middle Ages that has died out. There was a Queen of France named Isabeau, so it is just a stunning but forgotten name. Nature names that are a bit quirky and cool. How about for boys the name Brooks? I love Brooks so much. This doesn't really meet your brief requirements, but I love it for you guys. It is so cool, it is so bang on trend. It's one syllable, which I think is really cool. It's got the strong O, which is bang on trend, but it takes it to a new level. The S at the end is really important, makes it sound quite preppy and quite cheeky, which I really like for you guys. I could see Dylan making a good Brooks. It's just sweet, isn't it? It's taken from the Old English dweller by a brook, by a stream, so it's gorgeous one. My wild card nature name for girls, I don't think you're going to go with this, Rich, but maybe you might go for it, is the name Forrest. Forrest for a girl is my latest crush. You just don't know how much I'm crushing on that at the moment. How cool to be a little girl named Forrest. I'm just going to leave that one with you because I can already feel Rich's eyes rolling at me. So those are most of the names I'd come up with for you. I had to veto myself a lot because I wanted to say to Lucy, like, these are all these amazing names, but I also know that Rich, I have your back. Don't worry, I'm an expert, and I've reined myself in and made sure that these aren't too weird, wacky and quirky. I will be continuing this theme over on my Instagram, Baby Name Envy. Lucy and Rich have filmed their 10 baby names they love but won't be using, so fingers crossed none of these are actually on there. I will put the link to that video in the description box below, and do remember to subscribe to Lucy when you're over there and tell her that I sent you, to follow along how she gets on as a mum of 4. And I'm back, so I just realised I didn't say goodbye earlier. So bye everyone, thank you so much Lucy for sending me your dilemma. Best wishes for the safe arrival and smooth delivery of your gorgeous 4th baby. I cannot wait to see if there's a little boy or girl joining your tribe. Thank you so much for asking me. Guys, please do help Lucy in the comments below. I know she will really appreciate your ideas. And I will see you all next Baby Name Monday. Bye guys!